Hey everyone, my name is Sam, and today I want to talk about something that usually doesn't come up in everyday conversations. Not because it's not real or it's not happening in today's world, but it's uncomfortable. As Christians, sometimes we can get weird tensions in our everyday interactions because we live in a secular world, whether it could be school or work or just hanging out with friends. Sometimes we wonder if we should share our faith. And honestly, sometimes it's not because we're embarrassed about our faith, but sometimes you feel like people were going to assume something about you if you decide to say that you're Christian. Sometimes people think you're judgmental or that you're anti science. Perhaps people think that you could be politically blind or you're just going to be one of those type of people. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because whether you're someone of faith, someone figuring things out, or someone who's just tired of stereotypes, this conversation matters. Today we're diving into how Christian stereotypes don't just hurt Christians, they hurt how we talk about each other, how we grow together. They shrink honest conversations. They discourage people showing up and showing out what they believe in and what they can bring to the table. And in a time where authenticity matters more than ever, this is something that we can't ignore. When someone says Christians are judgmental or they don't believe in science, it might sound like a harmless opinion. But for the person on the receiving end, it can feel like being boxed into an identity you don't understand or recognize, one you now have to defend before you can even speak. Imagine trying to talk to friends about your faith, but then holding back and thinking, they'll just think I'm pushing some religious agenda. That hesitation builds over time, it becomes habit. Studies have shown that when Christians participate in activities, they sometimes anticipate being judged negatively, choosing silence over scrutiny. That's stereotype threat, not just a buzzword, but a real psychological response that makes people doubt their belonging and second guess their contributions. The result? Fewer voices in the room, less honesty, more self censorship, and all because of a stereotype that was never true to begin with. When we take a look at media, it doesn't do us any favors either. Most portrayals of Christians are one dimensional, either the hateful protester or out of touch zealot. According to Professor Travis Dixon, people who watch more news media are more likely to believe these stereotypes even without knowing any Christians personally. When the loudest or more extreme voices get all the screen time, everyone else gets flagged. This isn't just something that happens in the outside world, but these feelings of being suppressed could even be in your own household. For example, I remember a couple weeks ago, my little sister was talking to me about how one of her friends' parents didn't agree with what my little sister was trying to tell one of her friends about God and Jesus. And she said sometimes she wonders if she should even tell her friend at all. And she said she's okay with telling her, but sometimes she hopes that her friend doesn't stop talking to her. And she's right to feel that way. According to research by Clark and Kashima, when people think a stereotype is widely accepted, they're more likely to spread it, and even if they don't fully believe it. And this is how stereotypes survive through silence and repetition. And the cost is deep. Some people can disconnect from friendships or environments or communities because they feel like what they're saying or what they believe in won't be fully accepted. Now, let me be fair. People will say there are Christians who are judgmental, who do harm, and who do not believe or act out the faith they preach. And I'll be brutally honest, that's true. There are people who claim the Christian label and use it to justify exclusion, control, or cruelty. But here's my answer. Outliers don't define the whole. You wouldn't reduce an entire gender, political group, race, or ethnicity to its worst example. So why do it with the Christian faith? For every hateful headline, there are millions of those who truly believe in the love of Jesus Christ, quietly volunteering, mentoring, building bridges, showing grace, and showing the image of our Savior every single day. But those stories, they don't trend. They are not a good representation. This is a subject that matters to everyone, not just Christians, but non-believers and believers of other religions alike. Even if you're not religious, this affects you. When people feel like they can't express who they are, we all lose something. Conversations get shallow, creativity gets blocked, and communities fracture. We need more honest voices, not fewer. You don't have to agree with someone's beliefs to respect their right to speak without being stereotyped. If you're a Christian who feels boxed in by the way the world sees you, keep showing up, speak with love, let your actions be your argument. And if you're someone outside the faith, be curious, not dismissive, and ask before assuming. We all have something we want to be heard. We don't have to agree on everything to make space for each other. Faith doesn't belong in a stereotype. It belongs in real conversation. If this spoke to you, share it and let someone else know that they're not alone. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.